Hi guys, welcome back to For He Who Is Mighty. I'm Susan Cordero and we're starting something so exciting today. I have been reading a book called Stop Calling Me Beautiful by Phylicia Masonheimer. This book has helped me have a very growing time with the Lord because it talks a lot about things that women go through, and they're very general things like men experience it too, but I think because she was so focused on women, it made it that much sweeter to read and that much more convicting, and it was just a really good read. And shout out to Karina because she told me to read it because it was good, and it was actually really good. So I encourage you, if you're a woman, read this book because it will really nourish your soul and it will really push you to Jesus. And life is hard. As a woman, I 100% agree that life is a lot more difficult in certain areas, and there's a lot more things that we experience as women. But being a follower of Jesus, there's so many things that we need to cling on to go through this life and to battle through all the lies and the things that we get attacked with as women. I loved it and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So we're starting a woman series. For this, I have an idea of what I want to talk about. I broke it down based off of things that impacted me. This book has so much meat and so many good things to talk about, but I don't want to make 100 videos. So I encourage you to read it, but I will talk about the main points that impacted me and that really convicted me, that really grew me and challenged me. So I hope you guys enjoy. Look forward to all the other ones because there's so many good things that are coming, and I will be praying for all you women who are watching this. So without further ado, so the first couple of chapters really nail down the fact that in order to be a woman that is strong and that is confident, that is the woman, the number one thing that we need to focus on is having a foundation on Jesus and having that relationship with Jesus, which is very common and very obvious as a follower of Jesus that should be your foundation in everything. But as a woman, we can easily just go through the motions and just say, yeah, I believe in Jesus, but that's about it. And I found myself in that position many times, but it literally takes choosing Jesus every single day. It talks about how we can't really mature and grow into that woman we're called to be, into that strong woman, if we could stay as a shallow Christian. So being a woman and being a Christian really go hand in hand. So the more you want to improve yourself as a person, the more you want to grow into a person that reflects Jesus and that reflects goodness. And not even if you're a follower of Jesus, if you're not a follower of Jesus, even if you want to become a woman who's strong and but to be that woman, it goes hand in hand with being a Christian. And if you don't develop your Christianity, your relationship with Jesus, should I say, your womanhood will be harder to develop. I'm not a mom, but I pray that I will be a mom one day. And right now, I'm working on my motherhood, if that makes sense, because I know that working alongside Jesus and developing my relationship with Jesus will help me one day when I become a mom. It will help me become a better parent. It will help me be a loving mom. I am already praying that I don't get postpartum depression. I'm already praying for these things so that when the day comes, I'm ready in Jesus, that I know Jesus is there and I have that confidence in Jesus of when I become a mom. So I really love that she started off the first chapters just talking about going deep in your relationship with Jesus. Don't make it a shallow relationship. Don't be a shallow Christian woman. Don't be a shallow woman Christian. Shallow Christian woman. I don't know. Be a Christian, be a woman that really wants to go deep in relationship with Jesus. And part of that is experiencing God himself. So as you grow your relationship with Jesus, you start to experience him. So one thing that she talks about is emotion, because women are very emotional. We like to just be emotional about everything, and that's fine because in a way that's how we are created, with extra hormones and all the biological things. But it's important that as we're growing in Jesus, that it's not carried out by our emotion, that it is carried out by and it's hard the way she explained it was, God wants us to experience him, but it doesn't begin with emotion. So it can involve emotion, but doesn't begin with emotion. It begins with desire, and it begins with diligence. And by that, she means like being diligent and seeking Jesus every day. Being diligent and showing up in your Jesus time. Don't just go through the motions, but show up with an open heart and a surrendering heart. And this impacted me. This was really like to my heart, because I do read my Bible every day, and sometimes I don't show up. Even though I go through the motions of reading my Bible and I pray for the people that are on my list, I don't fully show up in a sense of like, wow, this is my whole being, this is my whole purpose of living for Jesus, and I don't do that. So this was very like convicting to me. Our calling as women is to fully embrace God. It's to go deeper into His presence, to really have that full connection with God daily, not just in the moment, not just at church, not just when you're around people, just every single moment. It's to have that presence of God with you, and knowing that you are His and He is yours. I loved it because one of the chapters, I think it was chapter 3, it was called Why the Instagram Bible Won't Free You. And this is also another like to my heart, because Instagram is very, very, very popular right now, and I think it's probably one of the top social media platforms that a lot of people use. And a lot of times I see influencers posting like, well, I follow influencers that are Christian, but I see them posting like their Bible. I see them having their quiet time, and I get tempted to do it, and I am guilty. I have done it before. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I have done it before. I put my Bible, I'm like, am I reading today? Or like, look, I'm praying for these people today, or whatever. And she talked about how that picture perfect is not going to set you free. That is not going to free you from the many things that are behind that Instagram post. And you can have the best picture, and you can have the best verses. You can even have your coffee in there. That is not going to help you be in a deeper relationship with Jesus. It might encourage others, but I think like it really convicted me of like, this is not why I do what I do. As much as like it can be an evangelistic or like a platform to share Jesus, it's such a easy way to like fall away from the main purpose of spending time with Jesus and the main purpose of seeking the Lord. Again, I'm guilty of that. I can easily go through the motions and post a picture and call it a day. But there's so much more to it. To be a woman of God, to be a strong woman in God, it requires showing up, having diligence, and desiring God with your whole heart. I loved her beginning with this, because she's very like, you need to fight for your relationship with God. As a woman, you need to fight for your relationship with God. You need to grow your faith, have a worshipful heart, have a heart that is seeking and loving God with their entire being. I loved it. It was such a great way to start this book. And there's so much more that comes after that. It really sets you up for what is to come, because there's like things that I'm like, straight to my heart. But you guys, I encourage you, I challenge you, seek the Lord with your whole heart today. Seek Him tomorrow and the day after that. I work through it. I'm working through it. We are human, and it is hard sometimes, especially as a woman, because I feel like women have more responsibility. At least for me, I guess, or maybe in your personality, depending. I like to like have control over everything. I like to make sure the dishes are done. And then I'm in nursing school, so I have like all these other things, and then church things. And as exciting all those things may sound, the ultimate purpose and my main focus should be the Lord and my time with Him. Not going through the motions and then gonna go do dishes, gonna go cook breakfast. Like, no, actually spending that sweet time with Him and embracing, showing up, and fighting for my relationship with the Lord. So that's part 1. Thank you guys for joining in today. Stay tuned for next week. Next week is not a juicy one, but I relate to it like 100%. So stay tuned, but have a great rest of your Tuesday. Leave prayer requests down below. Praying for all you women out there. See ya.